People who have made friends outside of work and school, how on earth did you do that? Volunteering. A few of my offbeat interests relate to non-profit organizations. Those groups are always glad to have people. You start by doing a thing and pretty soon friendships form. Edit. If it feels like work, it's the wrong fit. I'm pretty tight with a couple of neighbors. Play pickup hockey and watch stupid movies in the basement. Gathered up the courage to go to an event twice instead of trying something out once and flaking like usual. I have come here for curiosity as well. I'm so desperate I joined a app for friend finders lol. Here's a couple ways I have made friends outside of work and school. Casual conversations. Being friendly to service people at your local shops and restaurants. Get involved in local events. Usually every town has their events posted. Accept invitations that you normally would not consider. Go to the local farmers market or junk sale. More exposure over time will bring some familiar faces. After a while you will start conversations and get to know people. I have legit met people that I wanted to be friends with and made that happen. Yes, a couple times it did not work out, but my instincts are not usually off on potential friends. My best friend of 12 years was my waitress for at least a year, and we found out we had a lot in common after about a year of little conversations. She came to visit me when I worked at a nearby shop one day, and then from there we started hanging out. I also have another friend who 20 years ago I met randomly while I was walking to the store. She was making red candles and I happened to need a red candle. We now live clear across the country from one another and talk probably twice a year and send Christmas cards. We were best friends for 2 years when we lived near each other. My hairdresser of 5 years and I started spending time together outside the salon. She invited me for coffee and I accepted, and now we hang out every once in a while. I read her cards, and she cuts my hair. Be friendly, start conversations and be open. Sports and hobbies. Go out and do something you like doing. Go up to someone you want to be friends with and ask them a normal question like, hey, do you know what time this place closes, or something basic like that. If they seem annoyed or bothered you went up to them, leave. If they seem fine with it, start talking to them and get to know them. Sometimes people just like to hang out and shoot the shit. That's how I make friends, at least. It's how I've made a lot of friends. D&D and Pokemon Go, weirdly enough. Become a regular at a bar. I eventually got a standing invite out to the after hours place the staff went to after the bar closed. When I was cool there, more social events followed. Dog park. Ultimate Frisbee. I know the name of this sport alone sparks giggles, but it honestly changed my life 100% for the better. All over the world the community around this sport is so amazing, filled with welcoming, talented and driven people. After 8 years of playing I have played with teams in Ireland, Japan, Colombia, New Zealand, Vietnam, Malaysia and the US who have welcomed me with open arms and have had great senses of humor. One of my favorite stories is from my time in Vietnam. My first day in the country I messaged the Facebook group of the local team and explained I was a player from Ireland. 4 hours later I was being picked up on the back of moped and brought to their 2-hour practice. We shared sugarcane juice afterwards, and it was a great way to meet the locals. I owe my positive outlook on life to this sport, and the friends I have made within this community are by far my closest. I'm so happy. 'Cause today I found my friends. They're in my head. My closest friends I met either at the climbing gym or on a random hike. Go do stuff you like that involves other people and talk to them. Once you're doing that thing with them regularly, do something outside that thing. In my experience, your best friends are people you do more than one kind of thing with. That is, if you meet them doing X they aren't a real friend until you're also regularly doing Y. My husband jokes that we can't go anywhere without me running into someone I know. We have lived in our city for 2 years. School and work are great places for friends because you have to go to them consistently and you already have one thing in common, school or work. Find one thing you like and go consistently. My top 3 places. Gym/fitness. Neighbors. Service people. Fitness. This is my hobby and I love group fitness classes. At Orange Theory there is a sense of community in partner workouts. People are usually waiting to go into class and it's very easy to start chatting because no phones are allowed. It's usually something like, "My legs are still sore from yesterday's workout. Did you go?" At Pure Bear, it's very similar. At my community center, there are lots of retirees and it's like my son and I have 30 grandparents. I go to the same classes on the same day every week. People get to know you when you are consistent. Neighbors, go outside. Decorate for holidays. Plant flowers, clean up around where you live. Show that you care about where all of you live and people will like you. See a parent outside watching their kid ride a bike. Walk up to them and chat. "Gosh, that was a crazy storm last night. Did your power go out too?" Or "Hi, impacts our life. I live across the street. I see you around." Is a good start too. Service people. Be nice and treat people like they are people too. Ask them what they are doing this weekend. Then the next time you see them ask it how it went. Top 3 tips. 1. Put your phone away. You're not approachable if your phone is being used. It should be out of sight to limit distractions. It shows the person you are engaged with them and present. 2. There are going to be douchebags. It's about them, not you. 3. Commit. If you want to find friends you have to go out and do it. You're not so special that people will flock to you and think you're amazing and just show up at your door.